Hi guys, this is Aaron Linson, and I wanted to reply to RML's 695's comment or question about are brown note takers relative. What you see on your screen is the brown note Apex BT32 brown note taker. BT standing for Braille keyboard and QT standing for QWERTY keyboard. 32 and 18, because there is a BT18, relates to the number of cells on the Braille display itself. So here we have 32 displays. Obviously, the 18 device would have 18 cells. Now let's compare this to a couple of other devices just for a minute. So Braille plus 18. If I can type right, this will work. Braille plus 18. Couldn't find it. Why not? Let's go back to the main page. It'll be on here. Here we go. Braille plus 18 from APH. And let's look at hymns dash inc.com. Let's look at the HIMS Corporation. HIMS was actually with GW Micro. GW Micro was a part of used to do the BrailleSense line of products. Then HIMS took them over. Let's look at the BrailleSense on hand. Okay, and there's the BrailleSense on hand. It's a lot smaller. So, what's the difference in these two devices, and why do I think they're relative? One, you've got simple hardware and software solutions for dedicated people who are blind. You've got Braille output on both of these devices. The OS is not a very underlying concern for me. People keep saying that these OSs, because the Braille Note runs Windows CE 6, except for the Braille Plus 18 that runs Android 2.3. The Sense on Hand runs a version that actually runs Windows CE as well. So the OS to me is not concerned. It is not outdated. It's a mobile operating system. That's the way I look at it. Mobile operating system designed for people with visual impairments and those who are blind. The Braille Plus, however, uses Android 2.3. Let me get back to that in a minute. So, why a dedicated note taker? Well, one, you get instant Braille access if you choose to have it. And to me, that is very crucial because you can have all your personal information on the device, such as medical, financial, GPS records, music. If you're a music major like I am, I have audio logs that when we have audio class, I will what I will do is I will put what channels, how many channels we have, and then what mics go into those specific channels, and what settings we used, and what plugins we used if we used any that day. And I'll just keep a running record of that kind of stuff. And so that's pretty good. And I like being able to do that. And plus, it's just convenient to have. Why would you want to carry around, a laptop and a Braille display? You've got to charge two devices at the same time. Make sure they're charged up, first of all. Second of all, you got to make sure they're connected somehow by the USB cable or Bluetooth, and that Bluetooth drains your battery like crazy. And three, you've got to, unless you're going to use headphones, turn the speech off on your Braille, on your laptop or iPhone. And Bluetooth is a spotty connection, or that has been for me anyways, so it's really not a big deal. So why do that when you can have a dedicated device? Yes, they do cost. This particular machine costs $6,000. The lowest one, let's look at the Braille Plus 18. I do have a couple of quirks about this. It's running Android 2.3, which is Gingerbread. It does not support the Play Store, which a lot of Android 2.3 devices running that running that version of Android do. So, being a Mac user, how would you get your apps on the device? Of course, through the Amazon market. But again, I'm not going to go there. 3G wireless, and this is basically a phone tablet with a Braille display on it. This is the best way I can describe it. I would be interested in seeing this and playing with it from a perspective of a adaptive technology. I can consider myself adaptive technology instructor of sorts, just to see how capable it is. But I would not recommend this because it just, yes, it runs Android, and it's great that it does. It means it's open, means it'll be around for a long time. But there's just a couple things. Why would you want to, have it as a text? Have it, do text messages and phone calls when you can do the same thing with the Android phone, and you also have the TV output as well. With the Braille Note, you do have what's called you do have a VGA port on the back of it, and you can hook up an external monitor. They actually do sell. Go down to accessories. They actually do sell a 8-inch monitor, a VGA 8-inch monitor for this. So, why a dedicated note taker? Again, you have two devices in one. You have speech, and you also have Braille. If you want to be as silent as possible, Braille is the way to go, in my opinion. It is not dead. It will never be dead. A lot of people think it is, but we Braille enthusiasts like myself will get it to remain alive, and even if we are the last ones in the world to use it. So there's that note taker. There's the Refresher Braille, Braille Plus 18. There's the Braille Sense on hand, which is a pretty cool machine. I've not seen this, but it's really small. The only thing I don't like about these small devices is me being a dedicated Braille user and learning Braille music and taking down all these notes for classes, is I don't have that much room. This is a 18-cell display, as well as the Braille Plus 18. So I have a problem with having a smaller display size. I like as big as possible. So we could either look at the Braille Sense U2, which is a 32-cell. We could also look at the Braille Sense U2 QWERTY, which is pretty cool because when I was in school, they did not have a QWERTY version of the Braille Sense out. And let's actually look at those two models. Let me go back here. And let's look at the 32-cell QT. The keyboard on the QT is a lot cramped, more cramped than the Braille Sense U2 QWERTY is. I used a Braille Note Empower back in high school with the QWERTY layout just for a time, just to see if I liked it or not, and I didn't like it. They were too freaking close. I hated it, actually. I went back to using a BT model. So there's the Braille Sense U2 QWERTY, which is pretty cool. Have not seen this one either, but it's pretty freaking sweet. And the reason you have the QWERTY models is for people who don't know Braille, obviously. Now, future proof. Will these devices be adequate enough in the future? I believe they will still be around, and I believe that the Braille Note will still be around. it is so cool, because one of the things that I have done is I've made a custom Excel spreadsheet, sort of, because you can do that within the Braille Note software, and I've made that for my audio logs, using Pro Tools and all that kind of stuff in our audio class. So I've done that, which is pretty awesome. And it's intuitive and it's very easy to learn, which is why I enjoy it. I'm not saying that the others aren't, but the Braille Note product line is easier to learn, for somebody who's just starting with technology. And plus, you do have an SD card slot on the back, 3 USB ports, a USB client on the side. So yeah, you do have a lot in order to keep it running. And I think this would be future-proof. If they just kept the Braille Sense, the Braille Note like it is now, I don't think they'd have to do anything. Just keep upgrading the software, and it will work. Another thing is Sendero GPS. Let me actually... SenderoGPS.com. Sendero GPS is a company who provides accessible GPS for note-taking devices such as the Braille Note, which it is really, really, really cool. And I do have a license for it, and I bought the license. It's $99 for a year, so that's every month. And it's pretty cool, and I do really enjoy it, and I use it all the time. So you do have that advantage. You do have the same thing with the what they call SenseNav for the BrailleSense products. So overall it's a very good device. And a lot of people say, well, I don't need it because I can use a phone, I can use my phone, I can use a computer. Yeah, you can, but you just have to look at what you're going to use it for, really. Because, if you're not a college student, if you're not a person who's in any kind of education or in a work environment where you need to take down quick notes, then you probably won't need it. But in my opinion, mainstream technology doesn't do a lot of the stuff that dedicated devices like the Braille Note and the Bookport Plus, which is a digital talking book player, still do. And I don't think mainstream technology will ever be able to do. For instance, there are specially formatted, I should say, books called BRF. That's a Braille format file. And there's also stuff from Bookshare.org and National Library Service that I don't think mainstream devices, even with apps, are going to be able to work with. Or if they do, very limitedly. In the Braille Note, you can edit, and the Bookport Plus, you will be able to read those documents and whatnot. So there's a lot of cross compatibility with the devices, and I think that's why they're still sticking around. But overall, I use my Braille Note every single day, whether it's reading music, studying Braille music, or writing for a blog, or honestly just checking my work that I do when I'm writing papers or whatnot, because it is very hard to sit there with speech and go through and make sure everything's correct with a speech synthesizer when you can hook up a Braille Note and just slap it in there and read it in Braille and do edits on the go, which is pretty awesome. So this has been Aaron Linson, and I will see you guys in the next video. All right, bye-bye.